You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. This is question 2 of 4 from Dre. And question 2 is, what do young men in the West have to fight for or care for besides themselves, since they know they have no allies? Academia, corporations, governments, elders do not care about them, actively screw them over, and take away everything they wanted from ownership. Women are into entertainment like video games. All right. So with the qualification you put in there, what do young men in the West have to fight or care for besides themselves? Nothing. Nothing. There you go. That's it. If the rest of the world is against you or doesn't care, let's just say, well, then there's only yourself to fight for. That's it. That's it. I'm going to go into something a little bit more in detail, but that's the fact. Look, guys, get to my level. Come on, man. Let's go. Come on. Get to the cynical level. Get to the point that you realize it's society, and in this case, because you guys, you want women to like you. It's society's and women's choice to like you or not. Don't get pissed off about it if they do or do not. Now, if you fucked up or did something, right, okay, you might want to be concerned about it. But if you've played aces, right, you've been a good boy and you're not immoral and you're not a dickhead, sometimes, I don't know who said it, sometimes the individual is right and society is wrong. And I don't know where a society could possibly be wrong. Like, imagine you had a society that was wrong, right? Now, I'm not sure what it would look like, but I'd imagine everyone is getting fat and lethargic. They'd all be voting for political ideology of having other people pay. Like, they vote for enslaving others to pay for their shit. They'd be so fucking pathetic and so worthless that that political ideology of parasitism and laziness and enslaving others would become their religion. Like, that's how they value themselves. They'd value themselves on traits they were born with and didn't earn. They'd always view themselves as a victim of other people and blame those other people as a sick, twisted way to rationalize taking their money and their wealth. There'd be shit piss in terms of like art and creation and fun and video games. All the women in the movies and video games would be fat and ugly. Half the population would be pitted against the other half because that group was oppressing them, but it really weren't. They were doing all the work. I mean, that would be, I don't know what a society would look like that. Like, and fat chicks would be sung as heroes. They'd be told that they were beautiful and that they were healthy at any size. That would be a society that's wrong. Now, I haven't seen a society like that. I haven't seen a society like it, but I'd speculate that's what it would be. That's what it would look like, where the individual was right and society was wrong. And then I don't give a fuck what society thought if they were that. Like, let's say you started in a society at a place starting at 5 years old where they aggregate you as little kids to teach you what they wanted you to learn and think, right? I don't know what we'd call this. We'd call it something rhyming with cool. It'd be cool, right? It'd be cool. And there, your value system would be about who's the most popular because they have the nicest thing. And we get in fights because somebody didn't wear the right type of thing. And you didn't listen to so-and-so and you didn't go to that concert. Well, you're an inferior person. And we'd physically beat the shit out of those people. I'm just saying that's what I'd imagine a society to be wrong looks like. Thank God we don't have that. But if there was that wrong society, then the individual would be right. Matter of fact, I'd almost go to war with that society. But the great thing about a society that's wrong is they're the ones that fuck themselves up the most, because nature really insists on you being right and real. It really does. And that'd just be me. I wouldn't give a shit what society would. Oh no, society doesn't want me. Oh, if you're mad. And then I would get to the point to figure out a reason if society and the common folk didn't like me, or didn't want to have anything to do with me. I would quit being a little bitch and say, okay, I feel you should. All right, we're done with the sadness. And we got to look at brass tacks on the ground. and that is you are here. Whether it was nature or God, you are here. An entity or pure random accident, you were here. Two people fucked, here you are. You were conscious. And the question is, what kind of life do you want to live? You want to live one where you're pissed off at everybody all the time, and when you're dying on your deathbed, you're, society didn't like me. Those wascally women didn't want to commit to me or be with me and touch my pain. Or do you want to die and say, damn, made it count. Damn, you know what? And I wasn't miserable the entire time. Oh, you'll be miserable a lot. But I didn't let society or the absence of one group of people or another ruin my time. I abused and took advantage of society to make it that I could live the best life possible so that I enjoyed my conscious sentience in this universe. And then when it ended or was about to end, my last thing wasn't like, oh, I wasted it, getting all angry and pissed off at society and a group of people. And that was it. And then whether or not you go to the pretty place in the sky or not, and it's just over and you're back to the darkness and the blackness, it won't matter because you made the one thing the universe gave you count. And that's what every individual has to fight for. Now, there are different philosophies on existentialism and all that. That's just mine. But if you need a list, and kind of, Dre, you answer your question. I'm trying to motivate everybody else to quit being so fucking emo-y. I know one person in particular. He is a good friend. He's starting to wear on my fucking nerves with this negative, women, it's so sad. Yeah, like, I don't want to hang out with you. You're sad and whiny and mopey and pathetic. I understand there's a time for mourning. I understand there's a time for age. I understand there's like, oh my God, I can't believe. All right, now what do you, these are the rules. Them's the rules. Do you want to spend more time on a career that's never going to be rewarded? Do you want to spend more time lamenting and ruining that woman don't want to touch your peen? Or do we want to get on with it and go live a life here? I mean, I get angry, I get exasperated, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, you know what, man? Fat feminists, socialists, Marxists, corporal fuckers, none of you gonna ruin me. None of you gonna ruin my life. None of you gonna ruin it. I went through that shit. And I'll go through what motivates me. There's one thing that motivates me personally. And it's something for you guys to consider. It's not gonna hurt you, it's only gonna help you. But I'll go over general things that the individual has to live for. If only there was a book called The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, that had a bunch of things that you could do to make a full and living life without other people involved. So let me go through my notes that I got. And these are general things, all right? First, your sentience, your consciousness, you are here. And unless you're going to end it, which there's a logical argument for it. I can't advocate that because that's bad. But if you're going to be here for the average life expectancy of 75 years, why would you make it more painful pining for shit that is outside of your control? Right? Fine. Society doesn't want you. Fine. The opposite sex doesn't want you. Fine. A group of people hate you because of the way you were born or your gender or whatever, the religion. Fine. You know what? Fuck those people. Ignore them. Don't have anything to do with them. You don't have to live in Minnesota where they hate anyone who's the slightest bit moral or ethical or good. You can leave. You don't have to be in Baltimore where you think about me, think about me, think about me. And Dre, you happen to be from the black community, right? How common? You don't have to be in the black community, but they're black. Yeah, and so I was a Lutheran kid, a preacher's kid. You think I stuck around? Does the black community treat the harder working individuals like shit and call you an Uncle Tom? They do. Do the Christians treat you like shit and say you're going to burn in hell when you're a little 3-year-old kid? And you're like, I don't want to worship the pedophile looking guy with the long hippie hair on the cross. They do. Will they throw you to the wolves unless you believe in the culty thing they say for you to believe in and grab you back down to the crabs of the bucket? They do. Well, fuck that society. Leave. You ask a girl, hey, you want to go out? No. Okay. You ask another girl, hey, you want to go out? No. Hey, you ask a third girl, you want to go out? Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. You're all right. I'll meet you at 3 p.m. It's 3:15. She doesn't show up. Good. Don't know how many times Lucy has to keep pulling the football away from you guys. Well, but maybe now Peen get say, or you could say, fuck these people. You know what? Women would like to have a relationship with me. You know what? They'll let you know. In the meantime, you got 79 years of life expectancy. Let's get to it. Chumma, chumma. And so while you're living, this is why I put so much of an emphasis on getting your finances together, is because everyone has to get their finances together. You can't live, I'm not going to say an easy life, but you're not going to be able to live an enjoyable life if you're some sociology major that keeps trying to make it in local theater or some other bullshit like that, right? Get your money in order. Get financially free from your employer. Get a good night's rest. Go read my book, Zero World Problems. All right. You want to, I'll link down to it below. I don't have it linked below. If you want some goals to aim for that will bring you peace, serenity, calm, whatever Coach Greg Adams says. All right. You got to get your world squared away. You got to get your finances squared away. You got to purge your life of problems. And then you go and you treat your sentience. You treat your consciousness to whatever, to joy. You give it a baseline, like the least amount of problems. Everyone's got problems, but there's no problems. There's no crisis. There's no baby mama drama. There's not, I'm fat and I feel like shit about myself. There's no addiction. Your sentience is treated to a baseline of a world of peace and no bothering. And then you get to entertain it with whatever you want. Okay. But let me make it abundantly clear. The fact you're here, the fact you're conscious, you have an obligation to your sentience, to your conscious self, to not make it a miserable existence. So before you're snuffed out of this universe, your sentience, you could almost view it as a separate entity. You owe it the least amount of pain. And if possible, the most amount of joy and happiness. Right? So that's what if all we all got to fight for is sentience. You want your existence on this planet to be good or bad. Another thing I think of is your curiosity. Yes, there'll be novelty. I'll get to that in hedonism and pleasure. But inevitably, novelty wears off on everything, right? You don't watch He-Man, what is it? Captains of the Universe or whatever it was. What do you want to do, Dre? What do you want to do today? What's interesting to you? I want to get into power paragliding. I want to get into boxing. I want to find a video game that doesn't suck. I want to hike I'm going to go hike in northern Arizona next week. I want to just go and see all this shit in the world. I would love to travel a little bit more. All right. But whatever it is, because we all got different tastes, go and pursue what you're curious about. Philosophy, historical religions, whatever. All right. I go into way more detail in the menu Life Without the Opposite Sex, but whatever you're curious about, go. Remember how excited you were when you saw like a turtle over by the creek or whatever? Well, go find out whatever the adult version of that is. And then there's hedonism, pure pleasure. Nothing wrong with that. Do you like scotch? Go get some scotch. Do you like smoking pipe? Go smoke some pipe. Do you like sex? But Cappy, the girls won't touch my peen. If you pay some ladies in Pahrump, they will. Or you go to different countries, they will. May not marry you. That's a different product. But you could go get your peen touched. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. As Cappy yelleth from the mountaintop, because you all pay for it anyway. And tell me if I'm wrong here. Was it society and the woman folk, weren't they telling you how bad of a person you were? And they've kind of demonstrated they're not interested in you. And based on some choices they've made, that maybe this isn't the greatest barometer or compass of morality and ethics. So why the fuck would you care what these people think about you paying for some hoo-ha? If you want to do drugs within reason, it doesn't fuck you up. Cool. You want to eat. You want to get fat. You're a foodie. Cool. You want to ride your motorcycle, whatever it is you want to do, go do it because you're going to die. And your sentience is owed it. Your sentience is owed a good as possible experience. And then the only other one I can really think of is religion, but that's because you got to figure out whether or not there's a post-life to all this. And it'd be great if you could find, if you actually believe in God, that'd be a great relationship to have. Be a great relationship, but that's between you and your God and your personal beliefs. Let's leave it there. But if there's some I like, I enjoy doing all these things, but there's some I like, I'll tell you this, because this society has been bullshit. Society is wrong. Ladies, you treat men like absolute fucking garbage, and that's fine. That's your choice. I get revenge, and I don't go out and do it myself. I do it in two ways. One, I'm better. I'm better. I just lead a better life. I work so hard at being free that not only did I attain it, I really go and make up for lost time. And I remind as much as I can all the normie, conforming, and fears and all you corporal cocksucking boomer bosses. That's why I walked into my boss's office when I found out they got a cease and desist order and congratulated him on it. I want revenge, and there's no better way to have revenge than to live a better life than all the fucking inferior assholes you had to tolerate in a culturally bankrupt and morally bankrupt and wrong society. Right, Dre? Like, think about it. You're overseas, you're doing your thing, you're working out, you're doing your thing, you're living a good life. If you go back home, what? How many times you can say, you think you're better than me? Think you're better than me? Oreo? Uncle Tom? How many times is that going to happen? Good. Send pictures, post it on the internet. You know what? Never visit those fuckers. What do you think my Instagram is with me doing this all the time? It's reminding everyone who thought they knew better that they're wrong and I was right. And consequently, it's not actually a moral right or wrong. It's an empirical wrong, right or wrong. I know how the real world works now. I said, this is what you got to do. You guys all called me names and square and nerd or whatever. And I had to get in actual physical fights. And now my life is better because I'm playing by the rules that work in life. And you guys got debt. And you live in Marxist leftist shitholes. You got kids you don't love and you're divorced and your children are all fucked up. They're going to schools where it's dangerous. Your taxes are high for the shit you voted. You're fucking miserable. Not every day is happy day in Cappy Land, but most of them are pretty good fucking days. And I am not wasting my life working for other people. I get to do what I want. I have out of all the people I know, I'm the most free. And that, fuck you normies, you conformists, and you bitchy little inferiors. I suggest you guys do the same. And the other thing, the second thing I love about living a better life and being better, like you can't just live a better, you have to be better. You got to be in better physical shape. You got to have better finances. I'm not saying you got to be richer, but like no debt. Like you don't have to worry like, oh, I don't have to like suck my boss's dick. Also being ethically better is good too. The things that haunt me are the things where I've hurt people in the past. That definitely lowers my standard of living. You can't go back and fuck that up. So be good, be ethical. But there's another thing I love, and it's the greatest form of revenge, is watching these arrogant, fucking wrong, immoral, unethical people suffer at the hand of reality. I love seeing the stupid people get divorced. I love seeing people get fat. I love seeing people get foreclosed upon. I love seeing assholes lose their jobs. I love seeing confused, clueless people. Oh, I'm 42 and a single mom. Why can't I find the man? I love revenge. I love seeing cities getting burnt down by the people they voted in. Love it. And you don't have to lift a finger. You either figure out what nature is telling you the rules to reality are, and you play by them, and you make progress, or you don't, and reality and nature will beat the fucking shit out of you. I mean, come on. Remember there was like a spate. I think there was 4, maybe even 5 fat activists, like Fat Pride, and they had podcasts. Oh, we're fat. Oh my God, we're fat. And they all died of cardiac arrest. I don't think a single one of them made it past 45. I wish things were different, but boy, do I love seeing stupid people getting the shit kicked out of them by reality. I love it. I love watching girl bosses go into student loan debt for master's degrees that they're going to be forever crippled with, rejecting guy like you. You know, like, you can't have, I mean, I don't need no man. Okay, there's how fun is that life? I don't need the opposite sex. You're oppressing me. Oh my God, my entire life value system is based on like hating you and not being you. And that I'm me and I was born this way. Oh my God, my traits are so awesome. I'm me. And I'm going to prove it by paying 45% taxes, go to school until I'm 30, and never having really good sex and never having kids or a family that I might actually love. You go, girl. You just didn't vote hard enough left. Maybe you get another government check. Yeah. You need, like, I'll give you a perfect example. No one make most of you women happy. Some fucking children you raise. But even though it goes against my politics, even though you have no moral right, you're not trying, you are advocating stealing from me and everyone else. You want government daycare. By all means. Cappy, why would you let them have free? Because they're just going to ruin their kids' lives and they're going to pass up on the greatest thing they could have ever had, raising their kids. Because they got to get that Lexus. Oh, would that mean you'd be denying yourself raising your own children? Well, by all means, let's have the government do that then. Let's see where it goes. It's like, what was it? Was it Indiana Jones? Where he's like, he's drunk and Bollock's got him. Someone like, I got no plans. Let's go see him together. And like, he's going to go take him to, like, they're both going to die. He's going to take, what was the quote? You might be worth something, Indiana Jones. I got no plans. Let's see him together. I got no plans, lady. Yeah, let's see you. Let's see you get your socialist utopia. Let's see you when you outsource your children to the government. I got all the time in the world to watch that show. And you got to understand, Dre, and everybody else, that when society is evil, when society doesn't even want to raise their own fucking kids, when society is so lazy, they want free shit, they want to raise their fucking kids, man, just step back and let reality beat the fucking shit out of them. And watch them get miserable. That's why I love that Solo Second Half channel. I can't praise that channel enough. Just read through the comments of all these people who are ultimately selfish, ultimately materialistic, wouldn't raise their own fucking kids. This is a bunch of boomers. I'm lonely. And then the cope. I don't need anyone. I'm super happy by myself. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're lying. I'm not saying we wouldn't be happier with good quality people in our lives. We just accept the fact that this is what's going to happen. You guys are coping. Oh, you guys got to see. It's just drinking boomer tears. Boomer tears on tap, man. No, busy. So that's the second form of revenge. And then about the only thing I can really think of, and this is not, you don't have to do this, but because not everybody is going to leave a mark on the planet, right? Not everyone's going to make a difference, and you don't have to. It's truly by accident I came here. I think, wow, because I got these books and they're going to outlive me. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? How many points do you want to leave on the board? Right? Look, it's like, you're going to lose the football game, but why not play your best anyway to boost your stats? Right? Even if you lost the game, if all of a sudden you came back 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes, people are going to remember that. Like, yeah, he was still a good player. Yeah, they lost the game, but he was still good. You remember that? I remember that. Like, didn't have Rocky, right? He didn't win. Apollo Creed beat him, but Rocky it was a drawn decision, but Rocky stood all those rounds with Apollo Creed. You don't have to win to make a difference. The reason I exist, the reason I live is because I do not want to have any regret. I want to be on that deathbed and like, nope, I did it. I made it count and I was not miserable. And no one bats a thought. You will have regrets. Not every day is going to be a happy day. There's days I wish I could just go out there and There's days they're not going to tighten down the oil plug. You'd be like, why the hell is my car leaking? I'm not saying that. But I think that's whatever, entertain yourself, enjoy this life, have no guilt. Okay. Don't screw people over either, though. And just live a better life than every one of the fucking normies. Every one of those cocksucking conformists, the arrogant ones. And then, if you want to leave some kind of work behind, whether that's artwork or music, or in my case, books or whatever, sure. But you know what? There's nothing wrong chilling out on a beach, just enjoying life and relaxing. That, and if the right girl comes along, maybe you want to have, or go overseas, maybe you find yourself a way. Dre, you're overseas. But yeah, the fact we're all mandated to suffer these conformist little pieces of shit in K through college, not to mention there's some kind of prison sentence in corporate America. No, we have every right to not give a shit what these people think. We've given enough of our lives tolerating those assholes. Do not let the second 2/3 or 60% of your life, once you're free of them, ruin the rest of it. Because I'm sorry, society, American society anyway. Why would I want to join your club? Oh no, I won't be able to watch the game, bro. Oh, it's the March. Oh no, I won't have my brackets. Oh no, whatever will I do? I'm not with the cool kids in their brackets. Oh shit. Oh no, I didn't go see current movie thing with strong independent girl boy. Oh no, I didn't get my MBA. I didn't get the promotion, bro. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I don't live in the Castle Rock or the Edina. Oh shit, that's too bad I don't have my Mercedes SUV, bro. That's just too bad, man. I guess I'll just go hiking and ride my bike and shoot guns and whatever the fuck I want for the rest of my life. So there you go. Link below. If you haven't read it, Dre, and for you other guys, go get Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He was a concentration camp prisoner, and he survived. And he wrote a short piece that I should probably read again, but I think I got the basics down. If you need a list of things to do, the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, there's a men's menu and a women's menu for things to do, because half you girls don't want to get married, to at least the men that are available to you, because ew, gross, he's 5'11" 3/4. So since half of us are just not going to have families or love or anything like that in our lives, maybe a little bit of sex, but necessarily not love. You got to figure out something to do. So there's a men's menu and a women's menu. Ladies, you need to read the women's menu. You are not allowed to read the men's menu. I mean, you can, I can't stop you, but that's not for you. You're different beasts. Men, same thing. You could read the women's menu, but I recommend you don't. And certainly don't do anything that's on that list. All right. And that's how you're going to maximize your happiness in terms of tangible list of things for you to do. Then also there is Zero World Problems, where if you're looking for something to do, keep your mind off of a lot of things. You got a lot of work ahead of you. I'd implore all of you to go beyond a first world standard of living, which is what we have now, and get to the next level where it's a zero world standard of living. You have zero world problems. You have a higher standard of living than Mr. Dickless Fuck Wonder, who's like vice assistant reserve banker over at whatever, Morgan Stanley, with his $250,000 a year. You want to be richer than a guy that makes $250,000 a year? Go get zero world problems. And oh, by the way, it'll be a fraction of the fucking effort that guy's got to put in. And then you go, and I want to see, I'm not saying we're all going to be super happy, fun guys and doing backflips with the circus. I'm getting a little tired of the woe is me shit. Society's not fair and girls don't like us. Yeah. All right. You want to do something about it? You want to sit and complain some more? because I'm pretty sure I got the right path, right? Matter of fact, it's the only path. That's it. Any super chats? Go to super chats. Magnum Opus, $5. If everyone was forced to face reality, we would have more women and men getting together. Yes, we would. Yes, we would. But you got government and simps preventing reality from affecting women, so they could make empirical decisions. But Magnum, you know whose problem that is? That's a them problem. It's not our problem, right? We know how the rules of life work. We don't let them. Life is too short to correct people. How about that? That's not my responsibility. Oh, you believe that the truest of the truths is our Lord and Savior Karl Marx or Ruth Bader Ginsburg? That's great. Have fun with that. Bye. Good luck with that. Yes, everyone should be entitled to Section 8 housing. Have fun in Section 8 housing. No, you don't need no, man. Jorge S., $5. Third time reviewing your financial excellence course. Where's my big-breasted redhead? You pay for it. Guys, if you want a big-breasted redhead, you can pay for it. You can. I haven't gone to the bunny ranches over in Pahrump. I'm presuming they should probably have a redhead. I don't know. Shaking my head, I need my money back. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. Cheers, Cappy. Well, thank you very much. Vlad Elcom, CPA, $2. The secret to meeting women is to get Clary's help. Yes, I have occasionally a woman who's basically, I don't know how they come to my doorstep, but somehow life has kicked the shit out of them so severely, they're actually empirical and they're self-aware. Like, I was a pain in the ass all my life, but now I kind of want a guy. What do I do? And then I'm like, I have several friends. I will set you up with them, but there's no fucking bullshit. Okay. And if they're coming to me by that time, I think, yeah, they're like kind of realsies. But yeah, I can't promise anything. Because, right, Chad, the one up in Canada, that didn't work out too well, right? Magnum Opus, 20 generous dollars. About a year ago, I was looking down from a bridge. I was ready to check out over losing my kid to a vacuum and a Fembot X. Ever since that day, I told myself that day that I would make the most of whatever life I have left. There you go, man. And your kid could come back, right? I mean, I just let her keep the kid for now. I'm like, all right, let me explain to you how it really works. If you haven't, read that Man's Search for Meaning. And I'm glad you're here with this Magnum Opus, because if you had jumped, I only got my $20. I kid. We're glad you're here. And I'm also glad I got my $20. Let's be real now. Uber noob. The other thing, before you do that, just for everyone, I have a video on it. Like, it's called Before You Commit the Thing. Just go out, man. Go have some fun. Take all your money. There was that guy who went down to Mexico. He did a bunch of coke and hewers. And he was going to come back to the United States and end it. And then he's like, I kind of had a good time. I think I'll stick around. Yeah. When's the last time you had some actual fun, And yes, pay for it. Look, man, you have time to negotiate this with modern day women? Do you have time to negotiate this? Especially if you're like thinking about ending it all. Well, you don't have the patience or the time for that. Why don't you go down to Mexico? Get laid. Come back. Oh, kind of was fun, huh? Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe life ain't too. Get some dental work while you're down there. It's free. It's cheap. Uber noob, $10. Men, sometimes I think when I look up real high that there's such a big world up there, I'd like to give it a try. Without evil, there can be no good. So it must be good to be evil sometimes. Is that a song? Don't be evil to other people. Maybe you guys aren't there, but when also in the war ends and peace ensues in your life, then you look back, you're like, oh, fuck, I hurt some people. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Pringles can with veins, $5. Here's a story. HR lady asked for my transcripts, laughs at my 3.2 GPA. Her degree, gender studies. She delivered Amazon packages to my place. I died. Wait a minute. HR lady asked for my transcripts, laughs at my 3.2 GPA. Her degree, gender studies. She delivered Amazon packages to my place. I died. So she's working a second job as an Amazon delivery person. And Or did she lose her job? You got to explain. Did she lose her job? And then, Pringles, why don't you email me the whole story? I'll change things around so no one knows who you are. Yeah, the people are evil. Like that shit right there. Fuck. Reality, right? She ain't got the money. She ain't got the money. Now she got to work Amazon. But the evil in her to like make fun of your 3.2 GPA with her laughably stupid degree. Let me ask you something, Pringles. How's her life going to end up? She has the operating system that men are bad, right? And everyone's oppressing her, and she's a victim, and I need to stab at thee and get money and resources out of you. Like, no one can fall in love with that. There's no way to fall in love with that mind. It's like, wow, you're going to be as happy as Ruth Bader Ginsburg for your entire life. Dre, $2. Thanks to Carlson Cap, he wouldn't be successful. It's true. It's not because they helped me. They just took money and I didn't get anywhere near the career that I was promised. It didn't come anywhere near worth it for the work. And I didn't get any real tangible skill. I got some. It was and I didn't have any student loan debt, but having to pay cash for that and working full-time, going to school full-time, that forged me. That forged me. Put me up to my limits. Like I can do this. If I need to, I could go several years working 80 hours a week if it's necessary. Not to mention all the physical demands. Like, oh God, it's miserable. That I don't think I could do the cold again. 80 hours a week, I could do that all day. Out in the cold, patrolling, hiking, footing around. No. Robert Archer, our North Dakota agent in the field, $5. Come out of port with 9 barrels to the blue and belching flame and steel the entire time. Have a good one, Mr. Cappy. Thank you. What's with all the eccentric quotes? Why is everybody more educated than I am? Oh, man. Pringles, that makes me so happy. She got laid off and delivers Amazon. Ah, man, that's great. That's great. That's tight. Some of you might know that could be. Oh, won't be a problem at all. Barely an inconvenience. Reen, $5. You're all just whining who hurt you. Right. I mean, look, everyone hurt you, right? Everyone hurt. Teachers lie to you. Professors hate you. Media hates you. Feminists hate you. Women are trained to be very lukewarm to you. Some people divorce you. They take your kids away from you. Your corporate employers are lying and scamming and all that. All right. It's all true. All right. Now, do you want to whine about it or do you want to like make moves and get out? Again, I can't emphasize enough. Get that zero world problems. Get out from underneath all these people and stop basing your decisions on how to impress people that hate you. Everyone's there. Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to let these assholes ruin the rest of our lives for us. No. I'm tempted, man. There's this dickless wonder in Wyoming. I'd love to go visit him. Like, hey, how you doing? Here's my tax returns. Yeah, fuck you. I'm going to go hike now. No, I just came out here because I could. I see you're still working. How? What's that like? Glorfindel, $2. Pringles has been on Omegle. Omegle? What do you mean Omegle? Okay. Poopy while you're standing, $5. The scars on a man's heart wasn't placed there by his enemies. Not wrong. Archer, $5. That's the showboat of the Navy, USS North Carolina with 15 battle stars, duly earned, Mr. Cappy. Okay, all right. It's like a motto. And Glorfindel, $2. Omegle dating app trolls and. Oh wait, no way. How bad is it? That sounds pretty ugly. Omegle? It's like a dating app for ugly people. Omegle. Omegle. Talk to strangers in free alternative app. Omegle was meant to be a way of strolling down the street in that village, strike up conversation line going away. Oh. Looks like it's not in business anymore. I don't know. There's a story there. I don't know what the story is. All right. Let me get back to the thing and the stuff. All right, there we go. Links to everything down below. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.